Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to another Spy Family podcast. This week, episode 5, will they pass or will they fail?
Yes. And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell to get some future podcasts and we'll pause videos.
Absolutely. And it just keeps getting better. Every episode is better than the last. How do they do it?
Yes.
And we got some extras this week too.
Yes. So for this one, we're going to see if Anya got into the school or not, because that was left on the cliffhanger last episode. At first they told them they were put on the top of the waiting list. They got rid of the guy that was just really cruel to them, and now they were just waiting for the qualification thing. Then it turns out Anya did get in. And an interesting twist here is that we read the manga, and the little reward for her was that she pretended she was a princess in a castle being rescued by Bondman.
In this case, Lloyd Man.
Right. And in the manga, that's pretty much what happens. It was pretty low scale. They have a few agents that pretended to be regular people, and he would come in, rescue her, that was the end. Well, it looks like the chapter was only maybe 6 to 8 pages. So they decided to make this a extravagant episode by adding in, by really changing the story.
It was like watching a Magic Love Kingdom anime.
Right?
For those of you who don't know, Spy Family is a manga that's been out for a little while. This is the anime adaptation written by Tetsuya Endo, available exclusively on Crunchyroll. In dub now, as well as sub, 1 episode behind.
Right. So for here, since the chapter was pretty short and they needed to fill in a 20-minute episode, they decided to really up the ante on it.
Yes.
So instead of it just being like her pretending to be princess in a castle that just happened to rent out, well, not rent out, they would just be there and they would just pretend and that was it. And here, they go all out.
It became a mission.
Right. Right.
Everyone was like, oh, I get to work with Twilight. I get to see him up close. I get to be around him. I get to do a challenge with him. They were so excited. Yes.
He's so cool.
And they were so excited to be able to interact with him on a personal level, all the ages, and was so hilarious that it couldn't have been funnier. It just couldn't have been funnier.
And here, that they didn't tell them what they were really there for. They were just being like, well, if Twilight's telling you they need something, then it must be important. They didn't question it. And then you find out Anya just wanted a bunch of people there, so it looks like it was more convincing to be like a bunch of fancy people in a fancy castle.
And a rescue mission.
Right.
Yes. And she's like, save me, TT.
Right,
Save me,
Lloyd Man. Like Lloyd Man. And then the guy that gives him the gadgets and the mission, you got him Count Scruffy Head.
So he kept saying, scruffy, scruffy, scruffy.
And I was like, what are you doing? What? And then I guess he was like really taking it too seriously. He was really over the top. Yor was drunk, so she was out of it the whole time.
She even carried a bottle with her to the castle.
Right. And,
oh my god.
Right, and it got to a point where it said, oh, he'll be Count Scruffy Head, Papa will be Lloyd Man, and Mama will be whatever.
And Mama was so drunk that she actually thought she was on a mission and began to kick TT's behind.
Right? And they said, oh, she's the witch. And then they're like, okay, just good enough. And she was actually still fighting well, even harder than she was drunk, and then she just passed out. I was like, well, she missed everything, kind of.
And Lloyd was getting he was like, do I really have to do this? Are
Yes.
we really going this far?
Yes.
If it's for the mission.
Right.
It was just fantastic. The extras that they added, kind of like MHA does when they add some filler that's exclusive to the anime, and they really just did a great job.
Yes.
Yes, of course, you kept thinking of Disney when you saw the castle, and you thought of other anime or different things.
Right.
Each time different parts came up.
Right. They kind of combined a bunch of things into one. Like they have this spy, but he's also a superhero who also works for Anonymous, who also has to rescue a princess who looks like the one from Super Mario Brothers. So it was kind of just a combination of things. It's like, are you sure we're in
She
spies?
was like Princess Peach, but they called her...
just princess.
Yes.
They're like, wow.
They called her another fruit. I just can't think of what it was.
Oh, something. Oh, pomegranate. Oh, no. And it was just a mixture of things into one. Like, well, let's see. Is it spies or Lupin the Third or what?
It It was just great. And as always, Twilight looked hot doing everything that he did. It was just filled with humor. But most of all, it was filled with, okay, he's going to go to this extent because she says, oh, if I do this, I'll be really happy. I promise I'll do my best. And then he wanted to do it because she was like, oh. And it's so funny because now it's like, he has this attitude, this is my little girl. And you can tell that it's no longer about the mission. It's no longer him doing it for the mission. He says that, but you can tell he really wants her to be happy. And she says in this episode, I am so happy. As happy as ever be. I'm so happy I'm not at the orphanage anymore. I'm with you and I'm so happy. And I was like, oh.
No, like I said, for adding in new things, it worked within the anime. It wasn't like this veered off from the manga and started doing something completely insane where it didn't fit with the world. They even left it at the end where they got the bill for hiring everybody and having all the props and things and the traps and stuff. And here is the bill, as if from Twilight. And then the guy who's the leader of the Wisteria, he's like, these can't be real numbers. Yes, sir, they are correct. And that's just how the episode ends. It's like, you don't even want to know the amount it took to do one night of this.
So next week we have to look forward to.
Yes, next week Anya will finally be at the school where she will make a friend
and be Scion Boy.
Like, you're like, why you call him that? You'll find out when you watch.
But it's hilarious.
And some other characters will be coming in soon.
Can't wait to see it. Again, if you haven't seen it, it's available exclusively on Crunchyroll. If you did see episode 5, let us know what you think in the comments. You've seen the exclusive pictures released by Crunchyroll and the animation company, or the anime company. And as you can see, they get more fantastic and more just exciting every time you see them. So, give it a watch, come back, and let us know what you think in the comments.
And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly videos on your favorite anime series, animated shows, and all things animation.
And the next Spy Family episode.
Yes. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.